We are ready to go live. And now we are live.
We are.
We are live. We're not dead, despite rumors to the contrary. If I go to YouTube,
Due to unforeseen circumcisions, the dining room will be closed this evening.
live now. Here's the link. If I go to
We have a
YouTube,
link.
so Discord, public. There we go.
There we go.
Telegram. Do I have Telegram? I should have Telegram. There's Telegram. And ta-da.
Ta and da both.
I mean, it's probably not going to
Now,
be much of a stream. And I have no idea what our next topic's going to be, especially since, nobody else is on here to throw ideas. But now I have to go and check my audio bookshelf.
okay, you could give us a innards about what you did to do your audio bookshelf.
Well, right now I'm trying to use Bada Boom Books, which is a Python script that's publicly available, to more quickly and easily organize my audio bookshelf. It's definitely not the most robust tool, and there were some errors with the copy and paste, but I was able to install a small tool to fix that. Let me see if I can find what that was called. Xclip. And that fixed my issues with it seeing the clipboard. I'm using I'm using Jedit and some find and replace, and I used um, find to find all the directories, and so then I have to remove the parent directory from my list, and then I'm going one author at a time because of how glitchy this is, and then I have to make sure that I have the bottommost folder in each circumstance,
Hang
and
on, I'm missing a phone call. My phone's in the other room.
okay, I'll stop talking.
I'll be right back. I'm sure it won't be anything important.
And then what I copy the command over and run it, and then it pops up a new screen for each book one at a time. That's the other thing. You have to do each book one at a time. You can't do like a block of books and have it just look for the right folders and then pick them from there. So, but I just did the Wheel of Time, which is 14 books, and that came out well. So yeah, and then I have other copies of the Wheel of Time, but I probably need to clean up my collection, and that should be a whole lot easier to do now. I need to check something. Knife of Dreams. Knife of Dreams didn't get done? I could have sworn I did Knife of Dreams. Knife of Dreams did not get done. It's still right there. Okay, so I will paste this in there. And I'm using a specific page in my web browser so nothing gets lost or not too many get opened. And there we go. Copy link address, and it's done. Now, go back to my folder structure. Robert Jordan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15 books. Audio bookshelf. And let me see. That's an issue. 32-hour book. Why is that name wrong? Book 7 of the Wheel of Time. This is wrong. Full path.
Okay, I'm coming back. Nobody else here yet. Oh, wonderful.
We're lonely here.
Got my headphones. Here, headphones. Hi there.
Yep, I'm still here.
Good. And nobody else is.
Okay, Crown of Swords, Crown of Swords, Crown of Swords. Why is it not coming up right? Crown of Swords.
Have you heard from Eric lately? I haven't heard much since his hip surgery.
Not much. Definitely not much. Chapter 1, Chapter 1. There's 2 copies of Chapter 1. 1 copy of Chapter 2. 1 copy of Chapter 3. Okay, that's odd. Prologue, prologue. Another set of prologues. That's wrong. Chapter 40 is Spears. Yeah. This is wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You know what? We
No?
have other copies.
Okay.
But I seem to have the same problem here in that book. Okay. Go up. The Wheel of Time. Okay, so I have a zip of all of the books, all 14 and New Spring, which is probably where that came from. You know what? Let's just get rid of that entirely then. Don't need the EPUB. Let that re-extract. So what's been going on with you? I know you said you worked, but anything else?
I'm too tired to have done anything else.
I've been playing with my Steam Deck. But not much else.
Okay. I just fixed the calendar setting. Let's.
Now I'm going to need to do a new directory pull. Guess that's not bad.
Okay, that worked. trying to find out where I get the bloody desktop app for Proton.
Oh, you talk for a minute.
Oh, for
I'm
a
gonna have
minute.
to use the bathroom. A couple things
Oh,
here.
okay. Well, is anybody here?
Unlikely.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
Well, tell us what you're doing on your computer.
Right now, I was looking for the Proton desktop app for email, and instead I just found the Proton Gear site, which I had no idea there was one, but don't see. Purple Proton Power Shirt. And it's sold out. Yay. Well, let me go back. Where the blank? I'm trying to find my Proton Mail desktop app. And I'm not finding it. So I will do a search using swisscows.com. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Why, you turkey? Well, I tried to. Oh, crap. Went to the Proton blog. It wanted me to log in, and it logged me in, took me back to Proton Mail. Yay! Ah, get the Proton Mail desktop app. Here we go. Download for Linux. Ubuntu Debian. Yay, I got it. Now let's see. It's all down. I can shut that off and go into my downloads and install the thing. And there's GW. Come on, you can do better than that. There we go. Woohoo! And it shut. What the heck is this?
Got it working?
Nope. I open up what I frequently wind up doing. I'm in Devotee right now, so let's go CD downloads. LS. Funny that's listed in red. Let's see, sudo gw Proton Mail tab. And a yes. And it says it's there. Yay. Now I have to cut and open up Speedy Gonzalez, downloads Linux apps, and drop it there. Someone is here.
Who?
I heard a boom, and I've got it
Oh, it's
saved
Tony
here.
Hughes. Hey, Tony.
Tony Hughes?
Right? I thought he died and just didn't tell us.
Oh, I don't think he would do that.
What's been going on,
Tony, we
Tony?
can't hear you. We can't see you.
You're
We
muted.
just see your picture. Turn your stuff on.
You're muted in Discord. You saw that we were
Hello.
lonely and decided to join us,
Yeah, well, talk about someone we missed for a while.
right? Get back on the show. We
Well,
need
in
you.
theory, I have installed the application. Oh, it's there.
Okay, he turned on his camera. All right, so I'm moving 26 gigs worth of books and unzipping another 20 odd gigs worth of books. It's a slow process. I am thinking about building an NAS, but hard drives are expensive.
Oh, you're talking about having metal in your NAS.
Yeah.
How big do you want?
Well,
I've got some old ones here.
I was looking at 12s,
Oh,
a group
don't
of
think I got
12s.
anything bigger than two.
Hmm.
Tony,
Hey, Tony. We can see you
now
now.
now turn your microphone on.
Right. Well, unmute Discord. Your Discord is muted.
Discord is muted.
He says he knows.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be worried about it.
Is it not seeing your mic? Because all you should have to do is bring up the Discord window and then click the mute button. It's just not working. Okay. Well, it's good to see you.
We miss you, Tony.
I'm just messing around with Audio Bookshelf and scripts.
I'm just here to talk to somebody and nobody will talk to me.
I'm talking to you. I'm
No,
nobody.
you're messing around with your
Well, I'm talking.
script.
I'm multitasking. You got Proton installed now. Well, not installed. You got the app
Well,
image.
it looks like an Electron app to me.
It probably is.
I did open it up. It does not. It is not in any way connected to my Firefox, which means I have to go look up my login and password again. But it does work in Djibouti. Now I have to install it on my Mint. Let's see here. Maybe I should copy it over to my little bitty jump drive so I can put it on my other computers. Well, we'd ask you how you've been and what you're doing, but you can't talk to us, so it doesn't matter.
Discord decided it didn't like you because you ain't been on there in a while talking to us.
Well, it says you're muted right there next to your name, and you just have to click on that. It should unmute. But me clicking on it doesn't do it. Don't read lips when you're that animated.
It won't help him.
Oh, he doesn't have a microphone at all?
He does have a
That
microphone.
he has a microphone. How about charades?
I can read his lips well enough. I mean, the beard's not getting in the way that much.
I still haven't made it over to that Quaker meeting on the west side of town. It's on my mind, but obviously not waking up for early a Sunday morning and driving clear across town. It'd be about, might be as much as an hour drive, but probably more like 35 minutes.
Oh, your
We
back
have,
hurting you today? That
mm,
why you're still in bed?
oh, yeah, we have three Quaker meetings in the Knoxville area, and two of them are very, very Christian. Oh, he's looking for another headset.
Even if he didn't have like a regular microphone, I mean, he has a laptop, so
Well, he's getting his headset untangled.
I see that.
Yes, he is still in bed, poor guy.
That wallpaper would drive me crazy.
Yeah, Americans kind of gave up on wallpaper, didn't they?
Yeah, sort of.
Got all those kids songs that are totally meaningless now.
Oh, at least the lamps are articulated. That must be nice.
Now if we could just get Tony articulated. When Papa put the paper on the wall. He put the parlor paper in the hall. He papered up the stairs. Headset, boy. Big
Mm-hmm.
time.
Right? Busting out all the stops.
And he's still muted.
That's
I
got to be
wish
a
I could unmute him from here.
Discord issue. I mean, it's definitely a Discord issue. Otherwise, it wouldn't be muted there.
Yeah.
He left.
I I think he left to try and come back and fix it.
Hmm?
You know, the old tech support, have you tried turning it off and on again?
Mm. Yep. So yeah, I've really been enjoying the Steam Deck. I loaded up the Halo Master Chief Collection.
Hmm.
Played some of that.
I'm not sure I even finished watching the show, but the first
Uh,
season was good.
never watched the show.
Oh, the first season was a lot better than I would have expected.
Mm.
It was really something I could get into, which I did not expect because I don't like shoot 'em up games in any way, shape, or form. But
Uh,
it actually put some story
I
in it.
I enjoy the shoot 'em ups.
Well, I'm the kind of guy that couldn't hit the barn side of a broad anyhow.
Mm. I used to be fairly decent.
Well, if I was fairly decent, I'd be getting arrested in Washington.
Why did you try to shoot some people?
No, I've never. I haven't had my hands on a gun since I was probably 10 years old, and that was Dad's 22.
Mm. Well, it doesn't look like Tony is muted anymore, but I still can't hear anything.
Well, maybe he's working on getting the video up now.
Maybe.
Tony, can you hear me? Sorry, a little Tommy action there.
Mm-mm. Oh, we need more hosts.
We need to have some hosts come back, right, Tony?
And they get to pick a topic.
Well, I did talk briefly with Tony Watts, but he stopped talking when I started talking about mintCast.
Yeah. Oh, Tony left again.
Apparently, he couldn't get anything to work.
Oh, Bo's online.
Here he comes again. He's muted. He's unmuted. I saw the mute come off, but I still don't hear a Tony.
Looks like Halsey's online.
We should try and talk Reuter into doing an alternate edition for people on the other side of the world.
Mm.
Get some Aussies and Indians in there.
Yeah. They might have an easier time of it if it's more in their time frame.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to lift some weights today.
Oh, really?
Yep. 'Tis a requirement. It's bench day.
Well, that would mean something different if you're Jewish.
I always enjoy bench day.
Well, I got the trash out this morning, so that's something.
Yeah.
We do not have pickup in this area. We have a few select locations that they call convenience centers. And they are not very convenient, and they're only open certain hours of certain days.
Yeah, that would suck, especially if you had a lot of trash that day.
They do some recycling, but usually their recycling bins are full, so we usually just take our recycling into Knoxville, where UT has a series of centers around town that are either manned or unmanned and usually open 24/7. But no trash.
Exciting.
Yep, we got glass, paper, newspaper, cardboard, plastic, steel and aluminum cans, and no trash. Oh, here comes the camera. One new mention. Where do I have a mention? General. Discord is not playing. I'll just chat in YouTube, he says.
Oh, you mean we gotta watch the YouTube chat? Gross.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, I can see you. You're not muted, but we can't hear you.
He's not muted, and we still can't hear you.
It must not be set to the right mic. Use that down arrow next to the mic in Discord. Make sure that's picked up the right one.
Down arrow next to what mic in Discord? I see nothing. Oh, there's one. Oh, okay. Yep, I'm on my screen.
You know.
Yes,
Tony,
yes, sir. We can hear you.
Good to hear you.
Hey.
How you been doing, young man?
Not too bad.
When you coming back?
In bed. Are you having a sore back?
Now you're muted.
Sorry?
What? Do you have a sore back today?
No. I just decided I was going to have an early night, and then I spotted you lot on YouTube, so I thought I'll dive in and say hello.
What have you been up to lately?
Not a lot. Going on holiday and various things.
Still walking the country?
Yeah, a little bit. We had a week in Ambleside in the Lake District at the end of February.
Cool.
So yeah, we went there for a week and did some walks and stuff.
I swear, every day Christopher Eccleston looks more and more like you.
Or is it Tony looks more like Christopher Eccleston?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a civilized time at the moment because your clocks have gone forward, but ours haven't yet.
Oh. Well, we were wondering how we could bribe you into coming back to the show because most of us haven't been showing up.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's a couple of times it's almost been just me on the main show. So they,
Yeah. What's his name? The doctor.
Majid.
Majid. Yeah. Um. I need to find out where he lives because I know he lives down in London somewhere, but I'm not sure where.
Yeah, that's about all I know. You could try him on his Telegram or something. Yeah.
Mm.
or you could get back on the show and ask him.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
left Distro Hoppers, but there hasn't been a show since I left. So
yeah, but they've been trying to get one going, haven't they?
yeah, well, Eric has been having health problems, which is a shame because he's got such a wonderful voice. But you know, he had some kind of leukemia that they had to treat with stem cells,
Oh
and
dear.
after 2 or 3 months, his body starts rejecting the stem cells, and he has to get another transfusion.
Oh, I didn't
And he
realise that's what the problem was.
and he just had hip surgery, so I still have all my original parts. The ones I have left are original.
But you've been having your own problems, haven't you?
I've been having. It's been like the government is coming after me. I'm
Yeah.
having to pay back over $12,000 in unemployment that they gave me in 2020.
How can they give you $12,000 that they shouldn't have done?
They said that there was some rule that I had to have earned 10 times what they were going to pay me. And if I didn't do that, then I didn't deserve the money.
Well, why
I
did they give it you then? Because they know
Because
what
I
you've
qualified.
earned.
I don't. The hell
Yeah.
of it was that it was during COVID, and we got 600 a week in COVID money that has nothing to do with unemployment, except you had to be unemployed to get it. But I'm having to pay all that back, and that should
That's
have been federal
crackers.
money. Why should I pay that back to the state unemployment office when that wasn't state money?
It was, yeah. Can you not appeal it?
I appealed it, and they said, "Well, those are the rules." I couldn't get a lawyer because they've got so many cases like this out there. All the lawyers that are out there are already taken. And then it looked like they were going to come after me for my food stamps, and instead they just raised me $20 a month, which was scarier than anything. I got an application in for public housing. Ah, that looks like Mador.
Yeah.
I got an application for public housing. It's just been approved, but I still have to send in my wife's medical bills and who's been paying them. And we've got a request from her medical uh, to provide us with that. That until it shows up, we can't do anything to send it to them.
Right.
We still have money until my distribution from my mother's estate runs out. But when it runs out, we won't have money except my Social Security, which is right now about $12.60 a month.
And
And
that's
when
not
you're
enough to live on.
not when your rent's $475 and you've got the cheapest rent you've ever seen,
Hello,
and you
Tony
still have
sir.
to pay utilities.
How much would social housing be?
Uh, they have it set for I
What's
think
that?
a quarter of your income, but it's usually inferior housing,
Right.
and we will actually have to work really hard to not get just a one-bedroom or studio apartment, which considering there's two of us and three cats, which they won't like the three cats, but they do have exemptions for support animals. I mean, if we
Yo,
apply
Joe
for
sir.
pets, we can have one or two pets, but have to pay a deposit. If they're a support animal, we don't even have to pay a deposit or declare the pet. Hey,
I
Mater, what's
love.
up?
I've been good. What about you, old man? How are you all?
All us old men are hanging in there.
Nice.
Old and hurt. That's what we are.
Damn.
Well, hopefully you're more hurt than I am.
Oh yes, yes.
No, I meant Joe.
Maybe. My hip's a little messed up right now.
Yeah, Joe has problems from having been a soldier that I don't have. I still have that shirt I sometimes wear. It says "Made in the '50s," original and unrestored. Some parts still working.
So, recently I copped an i5 4th generation 8 GB RAM for my little brother.
Sorry, say that
And
again.
I recently copped an i5 4th generation computer processing unit, a neural unit, and 8 GB of RAM.
fourth
Cool.
gens are okay. I'd
Yeah,
rather
I've just
start
been
with a
given a
sixth
fourth
gen, but
gen.
yeah, fourth gens work fine.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
just been given an i7 fourth gen little mini PC, and it's brilliant.
yes, sir.
I'm currently running a ThinkCenter 2016 model, which I think is sixth gen. It might be fourth. Heck, I could. Well, if I was in Mint, I could look that up, but apparently I'm not.
You are in
I'm in
Bodhi
Debody.
Linux.
I'm in
Can
Debody
you neofetch?
64. Still in beta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can you neofetch though? Just neofetch in the terminal.
All right. Let's see. I fixed that. Issues. Let's remove all 33 books. Yes, remove those.
Hey, Tony, I finally got a Pine Tab 2.
Did you?
Yeah, finally got some Pine 64 hardware.
Ah.
I'm running a Debian distro because they still haven't fixed the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth driver. They still don't have a good driver for it, but they
What,
did
on
come
the
up with,
Pine Tab?
yeah. And however, they did come up with a driver that works in Debian, and so I loaded a Debian thing, and it's got a glitch still in it. You have to boot it and then turn the Wi-Fi on, and then before turning it off, you have to turn it off. If you leave it on, it takes over 6 minutes
Yeah,
to boot down.
Wow.
But if you turn it off, it boots right down, no problem. So there are still some glitches. There's still some things they're working on. But
Yeah.
hey, I have a native Linux tablet. I'm happy.
Cool.
All those times I kept wishing I could root the Fire tab. I think Joe has one
Mm.
of mine that he might be sometimes thinking about rooting.
Yeah, I had started the process and then just, yeah, didn't.
Well, I managed to convert one of our makerspace guys who's now got a Linux PC. He's converted to Linux Mint,
Cool.
and he's dead happy with it.
Yeah, Ronnie Tucker actually runs Linux Mint Cinnamon. This is the guy that runs the Ubuntu magazine, yeah, Full Circle magazine.
Yeah, but if you notice on the Ubuntu magazine, it does have the Linux Mint logo
Oh
because it
yeah,
classes
he includes everything that uses Ubuntu
Ubuntu
core.
as the base. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought it was
So,
something that he's running Linux Mint Cinnamon, and because he hates snaps.
first thing I do when I install Mint is enable snaps.
Yeah, that's one of the first things I do.
Oh, I don't. I just go
'Cause
get all the flat packs.
Well, there's one little program that isn't available as a flat pack that I use regularly to download BBC content here in the UK, and it's called Get iPlayer.
Hmm.
And it's available as a snap, but it's not available as a flat pack.
Hmm.
Well, I wish I could still get BBC because I understand that they have green-lighted 2 more seasons of Shetland.
Oh, have they? It's not a show that I watch. So.
Oh, I watched every moment of it.
Well, just use
It
Tony's.
made me want to move to Shetland. I know
Yeah,
it's cold. Oh, we lost
the
Marty.
IP. It's your IP address is unless you're using a VPN, you wouldn't be able to access
Well,
it.
that's why you set up the VPN and he uses it and he uses your account and you're good to go.
Well, I could VPN to UK. I just don't know how to get into the BBC stuff.
Well, the problem
Well,
is the BBC blocks most known VPN providers, so that's why I'm saying you have Tony set up a VPN because they're
Ah,
not going to block his IP address.
okay.
I don't know how that would work. How would you do that?
What, you set up a VPN, he VPNs into your VPN, and then he uses your account to access your BBC iPlayer.
You're getting way too technical for me.
Yeah, I understand, Tony. I really do.
That's woo.
Oh, Joe, we watched The Marvels the other night. I think it was on your Plex.
Probably, maybe.
That was a good movie. There's still some holes that didn't get covered.
Well, people were saying it was horrible.
Well, that's because people don't like woman power in their movies.
Oh, is that what it is?
What was the movie?
The Marvels.
Not heard of it.
It's a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie featuring
Miss
Captain Marvel, who's a woman, Ms.
Captain
Marvel, who's not only a woman but a teenage. Well, she's actually 24, but she plays a teenager, and a Muslim teenager at that. And then Photon, whatever her name is.
So is it a new one that's just come out?
It's fairly new. It's been out a few months.
6 months or so, yeah.
But it bombed at the box office because all the right wingers were screaming that it was just too woke and you shouldn't go see this movie.
Well, and then there was Madam Web, that bombed as well. But I heard it was a bit of a mess.
Well, the main problem I had with the Marvels was that she regained her second bangle, but then at the end she didn't have it.
Well, the way I see it, your real life's going to be a real mess at the end of January next year, isn't it?
That depends.
We hope not.
That depends. We're really, really hoping that Trump does not get a second term.
Well, here's the problem. Trump is not doing any fundraising for his campaign. He's doing fundraising for his
He doesn't have to.
problems.
He doesn't have to do. He controls the RNC now. He's letting the entire Republican Party do all his money
they
collection.
can only fundraise for one thing at a time, and he's making them fundraise for two things.
Well, no, he's making them fundraise for the RNC, and then he's splitting that money off and taking 50% of it to go towards his legal bills. He's screwing over the Republican Party to improve himself.
Which means the Republican Party will not have enough advertising to cover the media.
I'm okay with that.
But
I'm okay with that.
he's
Yes.
going to be a billionaire in a couple of weeks, isn't he? According to all the press.
Isn't he supposed to be one already?
Yeah, but
well,
he
did a
something
merger
about
with Truth
floating a
Social.
company and making $3 billion.
Well, the thing is, he's doing a merger with Truth Social, but he only gets the actual valuation of the company. He thinks it's worth $3 billion. He's wrong.
Well, I hate to say this, but he does a lot of that being wrong when he wants something valuated because he needs enough collateral to put up in order to get someone to loan him the money to pay all of his legal problems and make them go away. And then he'll refuse to pay it back, and he doesn't care how much anything's worth.
Well, his lawyers have been in court saying he doesn't have $454 million, and then he comes out in public and says, I've got $500 million cash right now. I just need to spend it on other things. Well, if you've got it and the court needs it, you're going to give it to them.
Yeah.
But what I'm
They'll
saying is
take
they're making them fundraise on two fronts, and they can only make enough money to be successful on one front.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with it. I think that will mean he can't get enough votes because he can't reach the people who are not in his base.
Well, he was never going to win anyway. I mean, it's really surprising what the Supreme Court has done and how they're holding on to the whole immunity thing. Like, how, how can you make a president entirely immune legally?
And he even argued while he was in office that that impeachment wasn't the way to handle it. They should just charge him with crimes after he leaves office.
Right. Which is why he didn't get impeached his last few weeks in office, was because they were saying, "Oh, wait until I'm no longer president and then charge me."
Yeah, I hadn't even heard of Madam Web. Apparently, Londoner has. He just watched it.
Like I said, I heard it was a mess.
What is it about?
So
I know nothing.
It's a one of the Spider-Man side characters.
Ah, okay.
Ah.
Well, so anyhow, my only question on the Marvels is how Kamala lost the second bangle again, because that was not in the movie.
Ah, droid came.
So, like I was saying, Tony, I haven't been able to get over to that Quaker assembly yet.
Yeah, how far away do you say it is?
It's a long way. It's on the other side of town, and the other side of town is where the rich people live.
And they don't like him there.
Let me see. I can look it up.
They don't let the riffraff over there then.
Pretty much, pretty much.
Let's see.
I have to travel half an hour to get to my meeting.
Well, depending on traffic, it could be as much as an hour, but it's more than a half hour, but not a whole lot. Boy, now Google Maps doesn't want to come up.
Well, it's Google.
Well, I'm also in Devotee, so maybe I should get out of here and come back on Mint. Be back in a reboot.
We've lost him.
Run away, run away.
He's gone.
Let me see. There we go. Now my camera works.
Yeah. What have you been doing to make it
Me?
work?
Oh, I turned on Droid Cam. I just had it turned off before. All right, now
Are you still working from home, Joe?
Oh no, I'm working 3 in the office, 2 from home.
Right.
When it usually works out. Why is it not finding these books? Because it hates me, that's why.
Just had a message from London.
Oh, did he ping you?
Yeah.
So are you doing any podcasts right now, or did you take a extended
Nope,
podcasting
nothing at the
break?
moment. Taking a complete break. No podcast, no editing, no nothing.
Sometimes you got to do that. Let me rename this.
Londoner says you can connect to both BBC and Trouble is, can I move that out of the way? Yeah. Using the free version of Windscribe VPN, if you can connect to a London IP and also Scotland, which seems to work better for him. You only get 10 gig of traffic per month, though.
Hmm. Tell Moss.
The answer is under current traffic conditions, which is a Saturday, 37 minutes.
All right. Look in the crew chat, because London has said something about a Windscribe VPN that you can connect to a London IP or also a Scotland one, which seems to work better, to connect to the BBC and ITV.
Well, I don't think I'd run through 10 gigabytes of traffic.
Or you might if you were streaming video.
Depends on whether or not he was doing it at 4K.
Yeah, I run it at 720p.
I don't think iPlayer does 4K, but it definitely does HD. But you can downgrade it to something lower.
Yeah, I tend to
To
run at
either
720.
yeah. But even then, you're gonna if you're watching a series, you could easily stream through 10 gig.
Oh. See, I always had caps on my Comcast, but we had to be running my TV and someone else living with me running Netflix all the time to hit the cap.
Right.
So I just didn't think 10 gigs was that much. At maybe 720p, it's a lot less data. Anyhow, yeah, the other
London is
thing is that,
saying
yeah,
10 gig lasts him about 3 hours of
I saw
streaming.
that.
Just
Yeah.
yeah.
The other thing is that this particular meeting house is in a woods, and you can't park within like a quarter mile of the meeting house. You have to walk through the woods as part of your getting ready for the meeting.
Oh right.
As I say, there are two other meeting houses in town, but they're both excessively Christian. One of them is not far from me, and the other one is not very far from me, but we had discussed that in the past, and you said you would not be comfortable in those.
No.
The excessively
No.
Christian ones.
They're basically
I'm
two.
I'm a
Go ahead, Tony.
I was going to say I'm a non-theist. Yeah, these American Quakerism is very different from British liberal Quakerism for the majority of it, although there are some
Yeah.
more liberal Quaker meetings in America.
There was a split in the late 1800s, and apparently the majority is stuck with the conservative.
Mm.
But
I
there
think
are,
I think my understanding it is that when the West was developed, if Quakers moved west, quite often they built the very first religious meeting place, and it had to meet the needs of all the settlers that were coming into that town, and that's why it stayed more Christian centric.
well, I would look it up, but my copy of Encyclopedia of Religions is in storage. We were hoping to move years ago. But yes, I do have a copy. It's an old edition, but nonetheless, J. Gordon Melton wrote a great uh, reference uh, tome called
Mm,
Encyclopedia of American Religions. He does get a little bit in the Canadian religions as well, and there are splits there.
yeah, because even in Britain in the 17th, 18th, and 19th century, Quakers were very Christian. It's only in the 20th century they've moved more over to less Christian centric language.
Mm-hmm. Well, when I lived in Asheville, I would occasionally go to a Unity church, which is not dissimilar, but it's more church-ish, just
Mm,
no more Christian-ish. I mean, you can buy copies of any mystic from any area in their lobby. Yeah. They sort of use the Bible as an allegory and pick out the good stuff and leave the rest behind. But I don't know of a unity church
Isn't
here in
that
Knoxville.
like all of Christianity? Isn't that what they do? Pick and choose how they want their, you know?
But I like the way Unity Church picks and chooses. I
Oh,
don't like
okay.
the way most of the evangelistic groups do.
Uh,
It's like you can't walk into a Christian church and buy a copy of Baba Ram Dass or of um, the Upanishads. You can do that at a Unity Church. They seem to feel that any spirituality it comes from God. This was a problem with the Unitarians. They were very non-theistic, but they were also very upper class. And then when the Universalists came over, mostly from Eastern Europe, they were poor farmers. And while they believed much the same thing, the Universalists were a lot more spiritual than the Unitarians. The Unitarians seemed to think that church was to remove your spirituality, at least from the way it sounds when you go to their service. But they did merge, and pretty much the Universalists were subsumed.
Mm.
Anyhow, I do not know of a Unity Church here in Knoxville. We, we got 3 Quaker churches. One is literally on Quaker Station Road. It's been there that long. It got there before the people did.
Mador's asking who I am.
tell them to go watch some back shows. Library. Why is it not finding my wheel of time? That's
Well, I just found a
annoying.
Unity Church in Knoxville, and it's in an area that it's easy to overlook. Mostly shopping and car dealers in that neck of the woods.
So, what do you think of Leo's shows these days? They've got another new one out. Off the Linux off the cuff or something.
Yeah, that's with Bill. I haven't been listening to it really.
Yeah, Bill started that one. They they've got Norbert is supposed to be on it, and Leo.
but I think Norbert kind of pod faded, so
Yeah, isn't Doctor on it these days?
Majid, he might be. It's one of those where anyone can drop in. These days, mintCast is like that, except nobody drops in.
right? No love anymore. Mintcast is pod fit. No, we
You
need new hosts.
feeling neglected, Joe?
Huh? Oh no, I
You
feel
feeling
overworked
neglected?
sometimes though, because
Joe is third on the hosting list now.
I still never got my comment on the one that Joe and Eric were on, and I made a comment on the blog, and it never got discussed.
Well,
I must have missed it.
shame on you, Joe.
I know, right? I'm a horrible human being.
But we love you anyhow.
Thank you.
So were we going to swap out Turtle Beach headsets?
We can. I can just send you some headsets.
Okay, because this, I don't know, this thing works when it wants to and doesn't work the rest of the time.
That might be your adapter.
Well, the adapter is just that,
Yeah.
See, that's what's wrong. Joe isn't tinkering with soldering on the show now. That's what you normally do.
Yeah, well.
That's what we can do for inners. We can do another soldering episode.
I guess I could give a soldering class. I don't think that'll work real well. That's a very visual type of thing.
That's all there is to the adapter.
Yeah, I know what the adapter is.
I just have to plug the right thing in the right one. Let's see. That is microphone. Plug that into the microphone.
If you do a soldering class on the show, you've got everyone would have to watch the YouTube video,
exactly.
though, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. It wouldn't work in audio only.
Well, they tell me the command line stuff doesn't work on audio only, but I tend to ignore that.
But there again, if you share your screen, it depends how big it goes up on the YouTube screen, doesn't it? To whether that's any use anyway.
Yeah, that's true too. No, we can't hear you. You can hear me, but we can't hear you.
Who's that?
It's Moss.
Oh,
He's trying out his Turtle Beach.
Okay, now I'm on the regular microphone, but for input, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my headphones are working, but I'm on this microphone.
That's all you needed anyway, right?
Well, I was hoping to have something I could use like on my laptop.
No, you should be able to.
Yeah, because I don't need the adapter on my laptop.
Right.
That's what I used to do when I was doing the show. I'd use my stand mic and just use the headphones for listening to your audio.
Well, my problem with that is these headphones leak sound. Every time Joe talks, it's in my channel.
He's saying I'm loud. That's what he's saying.
No, Bill is saying that I have an echo, and it all seems to come from Joe.
Like I said, you're saying I'm loud and obnoxious.
No. I'm saying these headphones have open backs, and my microphone then picks up what Joe says.
You're saying my voice
Yeah,
carries.
well,
It's
that's
not
because
that I'm
Joe's
loud.
the only.
Only one complaining is Bill.
Tell Bill to shut his cake hole.
Well, last time he had an episode, he wasn't on, and I had those headphones on. It worked fine for distro hoppers. I don't see why they don't work for mintCast.
Yeah, because when I was editing the show, if you were using them, I never used to get any bleed through on the audio.
Oh, I sent
Right.
them those a few months ago.
It might be OBS. I don't know. Yeah, I have never had a problem using them on distro hoppers. Obviously, I don't have a problem using them on Full Circle because I'm the only one here. Which reminds me,
Yeah,
I
that's
still don't
true.
have Full Circle out this week. I should have done it days ago.
Oh dear, slap wrist.
Well, I am having problems, and Ronnie is aware of them, and he says if I need to miss something, I need to miss something, family first, and all that. After all, he put up with those 2 years of Leo doing it whenever he felt like it.
Right.
I've been
Waiting
putting
4
them out
weeks and
every
then doing
week.
them all at once.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just throwing out the
I-
script. Yeah, the thing is, my scripts contain the stories that are in the magazine. I get the same stories from Eric that go into the magazine. I edit them down so I can squeeze them into 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Some of them are relatively fact free, but I get everything in if I can. If I cut a story, I've cut maybe 2, maybe 3 stories in 3 years. But if there aren't,
It's you just read the news section, don't you? That's in the mag. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not the articles.
except I
It's
do
just
my
the
own
news
editing to
section.
make sure they fit. The
Yeah.
language might be changed some because of the way I talk and the way I need to squeeze it into 10 minutes.
Hmm.
I also took Leo's advice and I cut out all my breaths. What gets me, it
Well,
runs
I
about
used to do that all the time.
it
Cut
runs
out all your breaths.
runs about 1,650 words for a 10-minute show. But there are some shows that I cut it down to 1,650 and it still runs over, and there are other shows I cut it down to 1,650 and I have a half minute left over. So I guess sometimes my tongue gets moving faster than others. But I need to do that sometime today. He usually releases them on Sunday, so I better get it done so he can. But almost 3 years. April will be 3 years for me.
Will it? Wow.
And that's still my only mention on Wikipedia. The fact that I do Full Circle Weekly News is in the Full
Well,
Circle
I'm
magazine
pretty
article.
more than I have on Wikipedia.
That faded out pretty good, Joe.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's more mentions than I have on Wikipedia.
Well, I've been trying to tell people to write an article on mintCast because we've been around only a few months less than Full Circle magazine. We started in November of 08. I think Full Circle was July of 08. But nobody wants to write the article, and I've written articles for them before and they just throw them out.
Yeah, the last article I wrote for Full Circle never got published.
No, articles for Wikipedia I'm talking about.
Oh, for Wikipedia.
Do you know why it didn't get published? Because Ronnie is hurting for
No.
articles. Maybe he
No.
didn't get it.
And that was one of the reasons I wrote it. It was, but yeah, for some reason it never got published.
Maybe he didn't get it. Resubmit.
Oh, it's ages ago now.
Update it and resubmit. Yeah.
I think it was a review article on my Juno computer.
Ah,
Maybe he thought it was too advertising-y.
I don't know. He got me a book on Raspberry Pi that I was supposed to review, and I just have not had the time to even plug in my Raspberry Pi to try it out. But it only
Right.
worked. It was a 2017 publication. It only covered the Raspberry Pi 3.
Ah,
And I'm going, why do you need a book review on a 2017 book?
now that the Raspberry Pi 5's out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, for most hobbyists, Raspberry Pi 5's a bit overkill.
And a bit overpriced.
Yeah.
By the
Well,
time you get all
everybody
the
was
features,
saying that they wanted them to compete with, all the other single board computers out there, and then they do, and you get the Raspberry Pi 5.
Oh, yeah, I'm not
well,
decrying. It's a nice little
the Raspberry
machine.
Pi
It's
4 would
just,
run circles around a rock chip machine.
The
but
Raspberry Pi
you're
4
not
is
going
pretty
to,
awesome. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, but you're not going to put a Raspberry Pi 5 as your VPN or something like that. You could use a Pi 0W for that,
Yeah.
or a Pi 2 or whatever.
Well, I found my Pi 3, so I could do the report, but I'd have to plug it in. I have to go through the book, and I'd still be going, well, why am I reviewing a 2017 book?
Hmm.
No matter
Especially in
how good my
2020.
review is, it's not going to impact their sales.
No, it's especially in 2024, is it?
Yeah. Ah, there's my Pi. Pi 3 in a Pi Maroni case.
Oh yes, very nice. I used to have one of those cases myself.
Yeah, I can't
I've
find my
just
4 anywhere. My 4
mm,
is fallen off the face of the planet. I had a really nice 4.
I've just given all mine away to someone who uses them for teaching kids.
Yeah. That's what
'Cause
gets
I
me.
wasn't,
They don't even hardly have computer science in my high school.
don't they?
I do not know why. They do have computers. Almost every kid has a Chromebook, but they don't have a clue what it's running. I I have I have blown a few minds when I got a chance to talk to them about what operating system are you running? Huh?
Yeah.
It's called
Don't know, sir.
LOS.
Don't
It,
know.
it uses a Linux kernel, but it's a proprietary piece of software. And yeah, I've blown a few minds on that. I also try and get them. Uh, I am very disappointed when I ask the question, how many of you in here have smartphones which were not manufactured by either Apple or Samsung? I almost never get a hand on that one.
Wow. So I know Apple's just been sued by the U.S. government, haven't they?
They have a 70% market share in the US.
I can't believe how big their share is.
I think worldwide it's only 25%, but in the US it's 70.
Yeah. My
And
sister's
they don't have cross applications. You can't use something to communicate with someone on an Apple phone if you don't have an Apple phone.
yeah. It was like during my time on the podcast, and everyone when I was editing Distro Hoppers, they kept saying, "Get us on Apple iTunes for the podcasts and all that,"
Yeah.
and I couldn't because I didn't have an Apple device.
Well, we are on it now thanks to Bill.
Yeah.
And Red Circle seems to be working for us. Our statistics are going up. We are averaging over 1,000 per episode since Dale joined the show. And that was
Yeah,
episode
but
50.
is that all on Red Circle? Is that
No, no, we have
no?
to get Archive and Red Circle, and they're additive.
Yeah. But I've noticed Archive since you got rid of the old blog. That's gone. Choom, that's dived because
Well, it
nothing's
has
going
dived,
through.
but on the other hand, our old episodes on Red Circle are about the same.
Mm,
So people go back and get the past episodes on Red Circle, but in much smaller quantities. Still, we are averaging over 1,000. We've had a show now with over 1,200.
mm.
I think Eric is a
Oh.
great addition if he can be healthy.
Yeah. Oh, I like Eric's content. It's good.
And it was just time for me to quit. I mean, you can't get me to try anything running GNOME or
I didn't think you
XFCE.
quit. I thought you were taking a sabbatical.
Well, I am taking a sabbatical from mintCast, and I will be more or less involved in mintCast because everyone wants me at mintCast. I don't know why. Bill seems to think mintCast isn't the same without me. Um, I am happy for that, but I just I've got too much stuff going on in my head with it always seems like I'm having to fight off this government agency or that government agency to take care of myself and my wife. And so at one time I had to quit teaching because my wife had her knee surgery and I had to take care of her. When she got better, I had to go back and actually do more work. If they call me all the time, I'm available 3 days a week now, and that's excessive for my energy level. And with everything crowding into my headspace, I got Medicare. I have Medicaid is a adjunct to Medicare that in this state is called TennCare. They keep turning me down and then giving me a card anyhow.
I
do
don't
not.
understand the American healthcare system, so
Just
Nobody does.
just assume that there's not one. There's no
Well,
American
yeah.
healthcare system.
well, when I have Medicare and my Medicaid QMB, and then they hook me up with a Medicare extra plan, which means that some private corporation is stealing the Medicare money, but I still wind up with no premium, and almost everything is covered for free. And for me, that's healthcare. It may not be real healthcare, but it works.
Mm.
But not everyone can get what I have. You have to be either disabled or over 65 to get Medicare.
So what's the difference between Medicare and Medicaid?
Medicaid is largely state sponsored. Medicare only covers hospitalization and doctors. It does not cover prescriptions. It does not cover copays. It also has a monthly premium that you have to pay that if you have Medicaid, Medicaid pays that premium.
Ah, right.
So I have no premium for my health care. And I get just about everything I need. It's still crappy health care, but hey, I got it. My wife, on the other hand, is paying some ridiculous amount for her health care and still has larger copays, and not very many medications are paid for. Uh, Medications are supposed to be completely separate, and so they never bothered to negotiate prices. They just under Biden got it to where they can negotiate drug prices, and I think they have it in a limited form at this time, but they have it.
Yeah. And they can set
Biden got it
prices.
where if you're disabled and if you're over 65 and you need insulin, you can get it for $35 a month now.
Which is a miracle considering what they were paying before that. And it also forced the prices down, across most of the rest of the pharmaceutical companies.
Mm.
I am not diabetic, so I don't have that issue, but I'm aware of how many millions of Americans are, and if they don't have uh, Medicaid, then they probably don't have any help with their insulin.
Well, like I said, it did help force down the prices across the board. But
Yeah.
no, I mean, you got life-saving medicine, stuff that people need to pay for the rest of their life that has been around for like 100 years that should have generics that are easily accessible and low cost, and it was costing them,
Yeah.
thousands and thousands of dollars every month to the point where they were having to choose between, paying rent or getting their medicine.
I really think the Republican Party has as their sole option, as their sole purpose, making Winston Churchill a liar. Winston Churchill stated that the Americans will always do the right thing after they've tried everything else. Well, with the Republicans, they're not trying anything. Their main purpose is to shut down government. Governments are bad. Let's prove it by electing us.
So, if they don't like governments, why do they stand for as elected politicians then?
Because rich people pay for them to do that, and they are for the rich people. Tax
Hey,
breaks
it's
are
the
what they're
doc.
for. Hello, Majid.
Hey, Tony. Nice to see you, man.
He wants to
I
know
see
where you
you.
are.
I'm out, but then I saw that you were on the live stream, and I thought I've got to say hi to Tony.
What part of London do you live in?
No, I don't live in London. I live just north of Birmingham.
Oh, right. I thought it was London. Whereabouts
So
in...
near Wolverhampton.
You guys are
Right.
still only 45 minutes away from each other.
not quite. Not quite.
You,
I'm in Blackpool.
You're northwest, aren't you?
Yeah, Blackpool.
Oh, Blackpool. Oh, yes. Yeah,
Sunny-
that
sunny
famous
Blackpool.
seaside
Not
resort.
quite 45 minutes,
Yeah.
so what, like 35 minutes from each other?
No,
Nah.
it's
Can't
about
you
an hour
drive?
and a half. About an
Can't
hour
you
and a
drive
half.
across the whole
2
country
hours,
in like an hour?
No. you
No.
must be joking.
Not with the highways they have. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. With the roads we have, ain't gonna happen, is it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Just
Hey,
run that
how you
A4
keeping,
right up
Tony?
the
You
middle
okay?
of Stonehenge. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Well, it
No,
only
especially if you're travelling down the M6 to get to Wolverhampton, it can take you 2 hours to get.
The M6,
To the,
man, flipping heck. Worst motorway ever invented, man.
Yeah.
It's even worse than the M25.
Except when they close it to put a new bridge in.
Yes. Although, having said that, they did close the M6 near us, actually, because they were putting a bridge as well.
Well, from
Oh,
where I
dear.
am, if I drove for 2 to 2.5 hours, I could either be in Nashville or
How's your health
Asheville.
nowadays, Tony? Are you okay?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
How's your wife,
Good.
Tony?
Pardon?
How's your wife?
Francis, she's all right. She's in Scotland this weekend.
Ah,
Oh, that's why you're
son.
on. That's why you're on today. You're lonely.
you're missing the company. Yes.
It must be a case of, while the cat's away, the guys will play type of thing.
Well, I've already been to one geeky thing this morning. So we had a meet up in the cafe of my makerspace.
Oh, okay.
Went into town and there was about 9 of us.
I don't
Okay.
think the makerspace thing has caught on over here that much.
Yeah, well, we did have a venue where we could actually do things like 3D printing and laser
No.
cutting and all that, but we lost it just before COVID. And then,
Maker spaces are pretty big around here, so
Okay.
mm.
So what's the topic?
I don't know. It's Majid's turn to pick a topic. Majid, pick a
Is it?
topic. Write the
Is
innards.
it my turn?
It's not my turn.
Okay, no, that is a fair point, actually. Who's going to be on next week anyway?
I will.
I am probably going to
Okay.
be on.
Oh, yeah.
Tony's going to join us next
Okay,
week.
I'm going to have to think now.
Tony says he will definitely 100% be here with bells on.
I've never seen you with bells on, Tony.
No, if Tony was going to be here, I'd make him pick the innards.
Yeah, no, I would as well, actually. Right, I'm going to have to think about this, actually. You might
Okay.
take all of my thinking power.
Well, you're the doctor. You should be able to figure that out.
I can hear the hamster groaning.
Yeah. Alternative browsers. What about that?
Alternative to what? We have
Because
Chrome and we have
no,
nothing.
because I've been trying out Floop. You know, the Firefox based one that's a bit more like Vivaldi. The Japanese
The
one called
Tor
Floop.
browser.
Well, I know Midori has switched to Chrome, but they are still maintaining a Firefox-based version. I
Okay.
don't know why, because they're not marketing it at all.
I installed the Tor browser this week, and I didn't realize that's based on Firefox as well.
Right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
See, now you have to be on the show.
It too slow to use.
Well, the only other alternative is GNOME Web.
Well, I'll think about this and put some suggestions up in the Discord later if that's okay. As I said, I'm out at the minute, but I just thought I'd drop in and say hi to you all.
Nice
And
to
the
meet
kids are trying to grab the phone off me as well. Yeah, surrounded by children making a mess. Look at
How
the
many have
state
you
of this
got?
place.
How many have you
Speaking of
got?
children,
I've got 3, but we're at my cousin's, and he's invited some friends. So there's about 7 kids running around like nutcases.
Extended family and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of
All
children,
extended family. See, all running around.
Dale sent me a video of about a 2.25-hour interview with Rudra Saraswat. He's 14 now. He's growing a mustache. I never have time to watch these long podcasts. If they're not under an hour, I don't even watch them.
Yeah, that was the one thing. Leo and Dan's Linux podcast, Linux User Space.
Oh yeah,
That
Linux User
generally
Space.
goes on for nearly 2 hours.
Yeah.
So they've introduced these bite-sized episodes that are only 20 minutes, and they're quite good.
Yeah.
But you've got to
I've
watch
seen
them
them,
on YouTube. They don't release them as the audio stream.
Oh. Well, right.
Yeah, it's a little bit annoying that, but they are quite good.
Yeah. But,
well, my wife is almost fully recovered from her first knee surgery, and she has to go do the other one. She's waiting until school gets out so I'm available.
Right, I'm going to have to go anyway, guys, because my wife's going to be ringing me from Scotland shortly.
Okay, say hi to her for us.
I will.
It's always good to hear from you, Tony.
All right. I'll check in sometime again. Bye.
Bye. Well, I guess that's all we got. Majid's going to come up with a couple of ideas. Are you holding your breath?